We got into a fight because I was too distracted lately. She said I was distant. I checked our phone bill and saw hours of late-night calls. Not to me. I called the number. Her ex picked up. I just said, she's all yours. Enjoy the distraction. I've been with her since I was 26. I'm 32 now. That's 6 years of my life, right there. We met in Bend, Oregon, at a mutual friend's barbecue. She was the kind of woman who made people stop talking when she walked into a room. Not because she was loud or flashy, but because she had this calm, magnetic thing going on. And when she looked at you, it felt like you were the only person that mattered. I fell hard. She did too. Or at least she said she did. We moved in together 2 years later. I got a good job at a local body shop fixing up wrecked trucks. She worked as a dental hygienist. We lived pretty simple, nothing fancy, but it was ours. Even got a rescue dog, Ruby, because she loved labs. Life wasn't perfect, but it felt steady. It felt real. Then a few months ago, things started to shift. She got quiet. Not the good kind of quiet, just off. Like she was somewhere else in her head all the time. Her phone, which she used to leave sitting around wherever, was now always either in her hand or face down on the table. Notifications stopped popping up on the lock screen. I noticed that, too. I asked her a few times if everything was okay. She always gave some half smile and said she was just tired or stressed. That was the line for weeks. Just tired. But then came the night that tore it all down. She came home late, again. Third time that week. Said she had drinks with coworkers. I asked which coworkers. She couldn't name one. Said I was interrogating her. I told her I was worried. That she seemed different. Cold. She got defensive and threw it right back at me. You've been distracted, she said. You've been distant for months. I just stood there, stunned. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I asked her what she meant, how I'd been distant. She said, you don't even see me anymore. I feel like I'm just background noise to you. I almost laughed. I was the one making dinner when she worked late. The one who cleaned the house when she had her me time. The one trying to talk when she kept pulling away. After she went to bed on the couch, by the way, not in our bed, I sat up for a while. Something wasn't right, and I couldn't let it slide anymore. I logged into our phone account. We shared it under my name. I pulled up the detailed call history. That's when my chest got tight. The same number. Over and over. Late at night. Midnight. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. calls lasting 40 minutes, an hour, sometimes more. Never during the day. Always when I was asleep. I stared at that number for a long time. I copied it and stepped outside. I didn't want Ruby to hear me if I lost it. The phone rang twice. Then a guy picked up. He sounded groggy. Hello. I didn't say anything at first. I recognized the voice. Barely, but it hit me. Who is this? I asked. Daniel. Daniel. Her ex from college. The one she told me never meant anything. The one she cut off years ago. The one I once asked about and she rolled her eyes like I was being stupid. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I just said, she's all yours. Enjoy the distraction. And I hung up. I didn't go back inside right away. I sat in my truck, hands on the wheel, shaking. Not mad. Just stunned. The kind of stunned that feels like your whole chest's been cracked open and you're looking at what used to be a heart. That was just the beginning. I didn't say anything to her that next morning. She was already up when I came in from the truck. She made coffee like nothing happened. Hummed some tune under her breath like it was just another Tuesday. I watched her. Just watched. The way she poured the creamer. The way she didn't look at me. Not even once. And I knew she didn't know I'd called him. She sat at the table, scrolling her phone. I stood across from her and asked, you sleep okay? She glanced up, barely meeting my eyes. Yeah, couch wasn't too bad. I nodded. Must have been quiet. No distractions? She froze for half a second. Just long enough for me to see it hit her. But she didn't ask anything. Just went back to her phone. I played it cool for days after that. I needed time. I needed a plan. She thought I was dumb. That I'd never figure it out. That's what hurt the most, not even the cheating, but the disrespect. The way she thought she was smarter than me. Like I'd just sit there like a chump while she slipped out the back door every night with her phone in her hand and lies in her mouth. I started collecting things. I went through her laptop when she left for work. Found saved passwords. Logged into her email. Searched keywords like Daniel, love, miss you. I screenshotted everything. Late night messages. Her telling him she wished she could go back. That she never stopped loving him. That he was different now. Then I found the Rael kicker plans. She told him she was thinking about leaving me. Said she wanted to do it right and wait until we finished the lease in June. That way she wouldn't feel guilty. That was 2 months away. 2 months of sleeping next to me, eating the food I paid for, cuddling my dog like she wasn't ripping my life apart behind my back. I wasn't going to wait. I talked to my buddy Mike, who runs a storage place just outside of town. Told him I needed a unit by the weekend. Moved half my stuff out while she was at work one Saturday. Took my tools, my clothes, even my guitar, everything that mattered to me. Left the couch. Left the bed. Let her keep the empty furniture. But I left a folder on the kitchen table. Printed screenshots. Every message. Every call log. Even the hotel receipt she paid for with her secret credit card. The folder had a sticky note on it. All it said was, "Thought I was the distracted one. Then I took Ruby. She was my dog, bought under my name, chipped with my number. I had the paperwork. And there was no way in hell she was staying with a woman who lied like breathing. I went silent after that. Didn't block her. Just didn't answer. She called once, maybe twice. Left voicemails I didn't listen to. Then she stopped. But then Daniel showed up. At the shop. It was a Wednesday. I was elbow deep in a busted F-150's engine, just me and the smell of grease, when the front door bell rang. I wiped my hands, walked out front, and there he was. Daniel. I'd only seen photos before, her college albums on Facebook. But I knew it was him. Tall, clean-cut, cocky. The kind of guy who wears cologne to a confrontation. "Hey," he said. Calm. Too calm. Like he'd rehearsed it in his mirror before coming. "You lost?" I asked, standing just inside the garage. He shook his head. "Look, man, I didn't come here to fight." I crossed my arms. "Then why are you here?" "She told me everything," he said. "About the folder. About you leaving. She's a mess." I didn't say a word. He went on. "She didn't mean for it to happen like this. It just got out of hand." I walked a little closer. "You drove all the way here to tell me she didn't mean it?" "She's not the villain," he said. "You two weren't happy. She told me you were always closed off, emotionally gone. You pushed her away." That's when I laughed. Just one, dry, bitter laugh. "Let me guess," she said I neglected her. That I didn't listen. That she felt alone. He hesitated. That told me enough. "You believe that?" I asked. He shrugged. "She's not a liar." I leaned in a little. "She lied to me. Every day? For months. You think you're different?" He stared at me for a second. Maybe trying to figure out if I'd swing. Maybe trying to find some kind of dignity in his little trip here. "I thought maybe we could be civil," he said, backing off toward the door. Clearly I was wrong. "Civil was before you started calling another man's girlfriend at 2 a.m., I said. "Get out of my shop." He left. But it didn't end there. That night, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. "You think you're the only one who can dig through someone's life? You made a mistake coming after her." No name. No threats. Just that. I knew it was Daniel. But then weird stuff started happening. My truck tires got slashed the next week twice. Once at the shop. Once outside my new place. Someone called my boss, anonymously, said I was drinking on the job. I wasn't, of course, but it stirred things up. Had to sit through a surprise drug test just to clear my name. My landlord called me, said someone filed a complaint about suspicious activity in my unit. Cops showed up, found nothing, but warned me to keep my place clean. This wasn't coincidence. This was coordinated. And I knew where it was coming from. I was done playing defense. I kept my head down for another week. Didn't text. Didn't call. Just watched. But I wasn't done. I wanted peace, yeah? But I also wanted justice. And I wanted her to feel it. Not just Daniel. Her. Because the thing is, when you build a life with someone, you don't just walk away clean. There are threats, loans, taxes, paperwork. And she forgot about one of them. She'd never removed my name from her backup email. We set it up together years ago when she kept locking herself out of her accounts. I still had access. So I got in. I read everything. Old messages, receipts, photos. But what I found was worse than cheating. She'd been talking to more than Daniel. She had an entire second life. One guy in Portland. Another in Spokane. Daniel was just the latest. She wasn't lonely. She was a con artist with a pretty face and a soft voice. She knew how to twist the story to make every guy think he was her escape. Her victim act wasn't new. It was her thing. I made copies of everything. Printed out the emails. Sent anonymous packages to Daniel, to the other guys, even to her boss at the dental clinic. No threats. Just the truth. But I didn't stop there. One of the guys, Matt, from Spokane, reached out to me after getting the package. Said she took $5,000 from him last year. Promised to move in with him. Then ghosted. He wanted in. So we talked. Compared notes. Timelines. Lies. Turned out, she was using Matt's money to cover the hotel she met Daniel at. She told Daniel she was staying at a friend's while she figured things out. And she told Matt she was helping her sister with medical bills. It was all lies. We agreed we'd hit her at once. Matt took legal action for the money. Small claims, but enough to drag her to court. Daniel? He dumped her the same week. Sent me a screenshot of her blowing up his phone. She begged him to believe she didn't mean to hurt anyone. Said she was scared and confused. Told him I had manipulated the whole thing. But Daniel had seen the proof. And he sent her a final message. You played me. Just like the others. I hope you're proud. Then I made my final move. Remember the dental clinic? The one where she worked under a woman who treated her like a daughter? I sent her boss a flash drive. Inside were emails where she bragged about calling out sick to meet men. Where she joked about how easy it was to get time off when you're sweet enough. I don't know what the boss said to her. But 2 days later, I drove past the clinic. Her car wasn't there. And it never was again. Last I heard, she left town. Packed up and ran. Probably somewhere new. Maybe she'll start fresh with new lies. Maybe she'll find new names to save in her phone under fake contacts. As for me, I'm not perfect. I let things slide too long. I believed too much. I let love blind me, made excuses when I saw the red flags. That's on me. But I cleaned up my mess. I got my dog. I got my peace. And I burned the bridges behind me. Let her rebuild her life from ashes. She made the fire. I just made sure she stayed in it.